What's going on, everyone? My name is Hongos, and in this video, we're going to be talking about Apple Fitness and my initial review after 2 weeks of using the service. And I'm going to be real honest with y'all from the very start. I thought Apple Fitness was very gimmicky and Apple's best attempt at copying Peloton because, as you know, just like us, Apple sumoed on Peloton. What does sumo mean? It means straight up missing out, because you can look at the stock and you can see that it shot up like a SpaceX rocket going to Mars. Can you tell that I'm a tech head based on all these tech analogies? Well, after using it for a few weeks, I gotta say I really enjoyed the service. The reason that it took so long to review this service was because I don't think it's fair to review a service like this within its first quarter of launch. People can find stuff in the beta and they can give back feedback, but you put it into the real world and it's a different ball game. I started testing it because I was gaining a little bit of weight, and I also find that exercise is extremely important no matter what you do, who you are. As Nike put it, if you have a body, you're an athlete. At the end of the video, I'll give the recommendation as to who I think the service is best for, so make sure to stick around. But for right now, let's just dive right into the review. What is the best form factor to have the service on? My choice was the iPad. I don't choose my phone because the screen is too small and I don't want to bring out my laptop to the outside, but you are going to moving up and down a lot when you're doing the workouts. You want something that's relatively easy to move around, but also has a decent sized screen. Following that up, the user interface is very well done. I mean, Apple is known for their design, except for this freaking page, but we can talk about that on Twitter. I'm someone that feels pretty knowledgeable and knows a good amount of workouts, but if I was a complete beginner, after I do the intro course, I would feel completely lost. When you're on Netflix and you're trying to find a show, but you don't even know what show you want to watch or what genre? On Apple Fitness, you kind of run into that problem. Even with their recommendations, it still felt like the algorithm wasn't properly attuned to me. But I think that's something that can be tuned up as the service progresses. Let's talk about the trainers next, which is like the most important part of the service, right? Whoever chose all these trainers did an incredible job. They're all charismatic, they play around with the music, and they know how to push you, whether you're at the start, the middle, or you're an expert as a fitness enthusiast. The way that the videos are shown is there's usually three people: one that does a light exercise for beginners, the trainer that's guiding you, that kind of switches between the way that the exercise is done at its top performance and at the beginning, and there's a third individual who usually does the exercise at an expert level. I think that's really important because that offers you some sort of comfort and tells you, hey, you don't have to go very fast. It's more important to go slow, steady, get the right form, and get the right squeeze, as opposed to do it fast, not get the squeeze, and just fool around with the form. The best experience you're going to get with Apple Fitness is by having the iPad, the Apple Watch, whatever model, and some AirPods. Because as you move along and you exercise, you get to see how many calories you're burning. You get this really nice bar that shows you how well you're doing compared to the rest of the community if you decide to opt in. One improvement that I would hope to see, you can bring your friends along. You can see how well they're doing in real time. I think that would garner a much better and more fun community. Heck, maybe even go into a room with other individuals around the world at your level, or maybe a level that is, a little bit above you, in order to compete, because I think that's where a lot of the fun comes in. One little quirk that you might run into with the Apple Watch as you're sweating and you're looking at your screen to see your heart rate monitor is you won't see your heart rate, right? And that's because you're sweating and you might possibly be blocking the Apple Watch sensor. Now that I've gotten done talking about the features that I really enjoy and how they packaged Apple Fitness and gave it to us, I want to discuss the quirks that an average user might just not find appealing. One that is very important is playlist. When you go to the gym, you exercise, you want to hear your own music, but as you go into the workouts, unfortunately, there's no real way to change it. If you like to have a hit workout with Kim and you don't really like the playlist that they decided to choose, you can't just switch over to a different one. To top that off, you can't use Spotify. This feels like it's going to be the make or break, that you can't choose between your streaming services. Everything is streamed through Apple Music. I don't know yet that if I can't cancel Apple Music, I'm not going to be able to hear the playlist with the workout. I guess I'll find that out in the coming months. But to have Apple Fitness tied into Apple Music, it's the ecosystem. I don't want to be paying for both Spotify and Apple Music. Moving away from music though, one improvement that I would hope to see is that they include some sort of tutorial for the exercises that we're gonna do. I found myself trying to catch up to the trainer and the exercises, trying to kind of figure out the exercise like hopscotch in place. Like I haven't done hopscotch in like 10 years probably. So I was trying to figure it all out. I think it's important to kind of have that preview so that users know what to expect from the workout in general. The next progression that I see in Apple Fitness would be more targeted muscle groups. Once you've gone over the hump of being a beginner and you feel a little bit more comfortable, you want to build more muscle in specific areas. Right now, the service doesn't offer that. But I think as people progress and they understand what they're doing a little bit more, at the moment, I find that I had to dig through specific videos, pick out what I like, kind of follow that, and build a playlist inside my head to know what I'm doing. Lastly, Apple Fitness relies a lot on video, which is extremely well shot, produced, beautiful multicam sequences, very well lit. There's no complaining. But when the video is being played, I feel like I have to focus on the video. I don't really like to do that during a cool down. Apple Fitness needs to move a little bit more towards the audio experience. Meditation apps in general have become very popular. I myself used Headspace for an entire year and I thought it was a great experience. Just having audio only would make it so that I am getting my body workout, a relaxation, and my mind cooling down at the end of doing something extreme. So now we're at the end of the video, right? And I feel like you already know who I'm going to recommend this to. The absolute beginner or someone that hasn't been to the gym in a very long time. If you're an absolute beginner, I know the gym is the most intimidating place. I've been 20 pounds overweight, 30 pounds overweight, and when you walk into a gym, it feels like everybody there is a Gymshark athlete, right? It can be intimidating, but just kind of doing these exercises, you will get a little bit of progress if you do it consistently. You know, you kind of learn and watch a few other YouTube videos as to how to properly exercise with what you're given. Stacking on that too, most gyms are a $50 commitment a month, a $60 commitment, some even like $400 a month, right? If you're living in LA or someone very fancy. But this is $10 a month. If you're sort of like mid-range or you're a very heavy cardio person like I was when it came to running, this is a great way to, start building a bit of muscle, really start gaining some gains, because, we all want to be Gymshark athletes. One negative I do see is that the best format is the iPad. It kind of forces you to be more sucked into the ecosystem. And I'm wondering if Apple would ever move this into the Android space, because the tablets are much cheaper and more accessible. Not everybody has access to an iPad, and I completely understand that. If you're a Peloton user, I'm very interested if you use both Apple Fitness and Peloton. Am I comparing apples to oranges? It's funny because I think Peloton's logo is orange too. Will you be getting it? And if you are getting Apple Fitness or you're already on it, what is your fitness goal at the end of everything? At the end of the day, I thank you so much for your time and your attention. My name is Asmi Hongos, and I'll catch you in the next one.